Hey guys, this is Steve Sheehan, and we're at Kentucky this week. 167 laps. This track is going to be a blast. We had a really good race here last season with the old car. This new car brings about some new changes and some new challenges for us. It's the same old Kentucky, very bumpy. The key way to find speed here is to get over the bumps smoothly while keeping the car low to the ground. So stay tuned. This is going to be a really good segment, and we'll get right into it. You're going to see my car bouncing all around on this lap. It's just this track. It's very bumpy. I'm going to go into turn 1, 202. I'm going to bring it down to about the white line. I have fresh tires so I can get a little bit below that white line, which I'll talk about in a second. I'm going to come off turn 2 nice and smooth. Going down into turn 3, there's a little bump. Let the car set. I'm going to bring it down again right below that white line because I have fresh tires and I can run down there. I'm going to hit some bumps, come off the corner. I'm going to cross the line for a 30.27 with 40% tape. That's a very solid lap, and it really should get me right up there tonight. Now, there hasn't been any racing here at this track with this new car yet, so we don't have too much footage to show, but I will tell you there will be just as much side-by-side here as there was last season. A lot of you guys that have watched the series know that last season there was a time when we were going 4 and 5 wide through 1 and 2. I remember very well because I was one of the cars in the middle of that 4 and 5 wide on a restart, along with a couple of your top points contenders this season. So we're going to see the same amount of action. We're probably going to see just as close, just as hard racing, and just as much side-by-side racing because that's what a bumpy, challenging track brings to the table. 1 and 2 is relatively smooth compared to 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is one of the most difficult, most fun corners as far as track texture and bumpiness in the series, in my opinion. You go into turn 3 and you hit a bump before you even get to the entry of the corner. You have to make sure you're not on too much brakes or else the nose is going to drop down, hit the bump, and it's going to shoot you high. You want to gradually get off the brakes, hit that first bump, let the car settle, and then bring it down just below that white dotted line to miss a lot of the bumps. On the other hand, a lot of guys now with this new car, they're able to set their car up, their front end geometry up so that it can go over the bumps very smoothly. They may be able to stay above that white dotted line and carry a little bit more speed than I am here running below. I like it being a little bit smoother for myself, even though it's a little bit looser because there's less grip below that white line. It feels like it rotates a lot better for me. I'm more comfortable, but you may see some guys get a little bit more speed out of it with this new car by going over the bumps. That's it for Kentucky. In 2 weeks, we're at Talladega, and who knows what's going to happen there. I really want you guys to root for this car that I'm sporting tonight because of what's on it and obviously what it means to a lot of the racing community. This is our first race since everything happened, and we show our respect too. I'm really happy to be able to sport this car and drive this car tonight, and I'm going to keep the fenders on it and make sure I finish very well. So make sure you're rooting for the 6 car tonight, and we will see you guys at Talladega.